There's not a whole lot going on in Horny unless you're, well, you know. We have three people involved in this sordid story. We have Gabriel Diosdado Ortega, 49 years of age, his wife, Mayra Diosdado Lara, 41, and Mayra's lover, 26-year-old DeAndre Bernard Walker. So Mayra and DeAndre, they're co-workers, right? And I guess things are not going so well in the household, the Lara Diosdado household. And Mayra, her activities other than being a phony housewife is to smoke meth. And DeAndre, he likes to do that too. And he also likes to sell it whenever he can. So they're smoking meth, having sex, getting motels, doing it again, just being an overall, just a piece of crap, right? And so one day Mayra was like, hey, wouldn't it be great? Don't you guys love when I just tell these stories over and over, but just in different ways? She says, you know, I would just love if my husband were to disappear, like just to vanish. And, you know, DeAndre, he thinks he can make that happen. He thinks that she knows what, you know, what the deal is. So they start thinking of ways to get rid of him. And the only real way to get rid of somebody that you don't want around is, unfortunately, to murder them. And they start coming up with a plan. Now, first of all, they need a gun. Now, DeAndre, he can't just go buy a gun because he's a convicted felon. He's from Florida and he's already done prison time out there for narcotics violations and being a felon in possession of a weapon. But he's no stranger to guns. And he's new to the area, so he doesn't know too many people around here. So he tells her, hey, I got a partner down in Houston. I can go get a gun from him. And she says, okay, let's go do that. Go get the gun. Go get the gun, baby. He's like, I'll go right now. So he's cruising down to Houston. And you know, Houston, from Dallas to Houston is about a 4-hour drive. So you got about 4 hours to really think like, am I really gonna go through with this? You have, like, you know it's wrong to kill, right? It says it in the Bible, in the 10 Commandments. But he goes and gets the gun anyway. He turns around and he comes back. You have another 4 hours of a drive just playing music and you're thinking, I'm about to go kill this dude. I'm about to go kill this guy. You can stop whenever you want. Nah, he keeps on driving. So he makes it back here, and so they start planning. They're forming their plan. They're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like she says, there's cameras on this side of the home. There's cameras over here. He goes to work at such and such time. So what we'll do is, like when he comes out, you know, of the house to get ready to go to work, you'll get the gun, you'll pull it out on him, and then you'll like take him into the house, and then you'll make it seem like this is a robbery. Take some stuff, take whatever you want, and then just shoot and kill him. And he's like, okay, I can do that. That sounds like a great plan. So as they're planning the murder, a few days before, just to make sure that DeAndre remembers how to operate a pistol, him and Mayra, they go to a park and they practice firing the gun. Well, he does anyway. She's just watching him in admiration because she can't believe that her knight in shining armor has finally come to rescue her from her husband, and she's excited for her new life with him. So on the morning, very early morning of February 5th, 2024, DeAndre comes to this mobile home park right here in Horny. And there's not a lot of details to this story, but I do know that it's very early in the morning, and I guess this guy works very far from here. So DeAndre is sitting outside his house and he's waiting for him, right? And as soon as he comes out, he pulls out the gun and he says, get in the house now, get in the house. And this guy's all like, no. He's like, what the hell's going on? Now, mind you guys, it's super early in the morning, so nobody's up or around. So he says, I'm not going anywhere. And DeAndre feels like the plan is starting to fall apart. So instead of just backing off and maybe just saying, maybe this isn't a good idea, he just shoots and kills him. And he would die right there. This is the home where they used to live. And it looks like it's empty now. I mean, there could be somebody living there, but yeah, right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, again, not a whole lot of information available online about this story unless I wanted to get a police report, and by the time I get the report, I'm already gonna be 1,000 miles away. But quickly, they get a hold of Gabriel's wife, so they sit her down, and I don't know if they immediately suspected her or if neighbors were telling them that she's been cheating and been seen with this DeAndre character, but she folds like a bum's dirty wet sock. She tells them exactly who killed her husband, what's going on, what happened. They immediately go to DeAndre's house. They conduct a search warrant, and while they're searching his home, they find what they're describing online as 240 grams of narcotics. I'm assuming it's meth. So they book him into the Kaufman County Jail in lieu of $1 million bail, $500,000 for the murder and $500,000 for the drugs. And he would have a 3-day trial because, you know, you might as well go to trial and roll the dice. But of course, they have the confession of Mayra to, make everything stick. And so they would later find DeAndre guilty of murdering Gabriel, and they sentenced him to life in prison. And listen, even before reading the story, I already knew this guy was guilty because of his hairstyle. I mean, that's what you call wicks. Anytime I seen anybody with that hairstyle, I already know they're guilty. There's only 2 hairstyles that you're already guilty when I see you involved in a crime. The regular buzz, like bald cut, and the wicks. Those are the only 2 hairstyles. So later on, Mayra, she would be found guilty, and she gets sentenced to 45 years in prison. Now, at the time of the crime, she was 41. So I'm imagining now she's gonna be about 43. And according to her parole date, I possibly believe that she's not going to be getting out of prison ever, unless she lives to be about 78, 79 years old. So she's probably gonna die in prison, unless she has good genetics. And DeAndre, well, he's never getting out. So I don't know, guys, you tell me, would you, listen, I know there's some women that, are, guys go goo-goo over gaga, and they'll kill somebody over that. But I don't know, would any of you guys kill somebody over this? I don't know. I'm no judge of beauty, that's for damn sure, but I don't know. Well, first of all, I'm not going to kill anybody. And by the way, the owner of the property here, they're not responsible for theft, injury, death, or any other liability. So if they were hoping for any kind of a lawsuit, it's not going to happen. I don't know, that mobile home park, it looks pretty quiet, but I've seen a couple of ones that, I don't know, I would probably move in there. I would just want to make sure my neighbors on opposite sides of me are the type to not murder their husband over some 26-year-old boy lover or whatever. Anyways, guys, live but not live in Horny. Rest in peace to Gabriel. That is janky as all hell to be married to a wife. He leaves behind 3 sons. I get the impression that she was not the mother of the sons, so maybe they were his sons from a previous relationship. And and this is why, before I end the video, this is why, again, I always say, when these cities in whatever states the they're lax on drug crimes. I'm telling you, meth is a bad drug. It makes you do these kinds of things that you would never ever do if you weren't doing them. Yeah, I'm all for like tougher drug laws for sure. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.